Hi guys, nice seeing you all again today. As I said yesterday, my name is Anthony Limo. I am a developer success lead at Africa Stocking. Just to add on what Frank said, I also got into programming because of a chick. To be quite frank, I was hitting on her, and to play the fool, she was coding, and I was like, what is this? And I learned my first Java. I did Hello World, and I was like, wow, this thing is actually dope. Yeah, but that was at a different time. So back then in the day. So today I'm gonna just talk about the Pan-African developer. So there have been all these kinds of movements around Africa. Pan-Africanism, Gaddafi died for that stuff. Mandela vibes. But we at Africa Stocking look at this in a bit of an interesting way. Not in a political movement. We are not a party, but we wanna look at it in a slightly different manner. Oh yeah, so that's my Twitter handle, not my Instagram handle. Let me navigate a bit. So the Pan-African developer, just building the future for Africa. So one interesting thing about Africa is that we are not, when people talk about Africa, they talk about it in the sense that it's like one block of people, and it's like all of us know each other, like one little town. And the thing is, we have 54 different markets and different cultures. Think about it. Isn't it so interesting that we are neighbors with Uganda, but Ugandans don't speak Swahili? And you go to Tanzania, they don't want to speak any English. They only speak Kiswahili. And we are all neighbors, but we don't even share common languages for day to day. If a Nairobian went to Dar es Salaam, they wouldn't survive, because there's Kiswahili and there's Sheng. They're two different things. We speak Sheng, we don't speak Swahili. Different cultures, people take life differently, see life differently, have different values. And this means as you're building your applications, as you're building these services for people, you need to consider that these are 54 different kinds of people. And if you think about it from that perspective, it kind of changes how you build, just slightly. So a little bit about Africa Stocking. We are an infrastructure company, so we provide infrastructure that is often hard to find. So, for example, connections to telcos, banks, it's often a really complicated process. You could pay upwards of 100,000 shillings to be able to get a connection with Safaricom, maybe for your USSD, SMS services. It's a bit complicated, but we kind of simplify that process, not only in the sense that getting the services, but also the APIs. So we have worked on building some of the simplest APIs. I always joke that I don't like doing outreach at times, because in the Python sense, we only have 4 lines of code to send an SMS, and I feel like we spend hundreds of thousands of shillings to go show guys 4 lines of Python. So that always freaks me out a bit. But we've really worked hard on making these services really accessible to people. From all the way from SMS, USSD services, to payment services, everything. You saw it yesterday during our talk on our Android SDK for allowing you to use our services. So all the services, we've really worked on trying to make them easy to use. We're spread across 9 countries. Let me try and remember all of them. So Kenya, Uganda, Tanzania, Ethiopia, Malawi, Nigeria, Gambia. How many are those? Who's skipping those? Those are 6. Rwanda, what else? That's 7. So there are 2 more I'm forgetting. But yeah, and we're expected to expand to maybe 3 more countries by the end of the year. And by end of next year, about 29 countries. So quite interesting stuff. So the critical thing is, what will developers build on this platform? That's what keeps us going. Not only what will they build, but what they have built. So you're talking about guys like Mkopa riding on our services. Yesterday I talked about Busara, who are using all 5 of our services to kind of collect data in the most interesting of ways. It's so interesting what you can do with a phone call, what you can do with an SMS. It's ridiculous. And if you think about it, in Africa, some of the fastest ways to get to people is through the baseline communications. You could do a Facebook ad, or you could send a bulk SMS. And so like Tala, for example, Tala branch, they are some of our clients. They provide microloans. So how many people have taken loans? There's no shame, bro. There's no shame. I have taken a loan. I'm not lying. Yeah, good stuff, man. So whenever your time is 9, that's 3 months is elapsing, and they're like sending you SMSs. That's riding on our services. And the interesting thing is, these guys are able to push 250,000 SMSs. So about 250,000 people every day have to be reminded to pay their loans. That's very interesting. Wakenya tulipe deni. Please, we should pay our loans. But that's why we do what we do, just to provide the infrastructure for people to build really interesting solutions that can actually change people's lives. Some of those Tala loans, people misuse them for parties and stuff, but for some people it has actually enriched their businesses. It's changed their lives. So for us, when we look at what kind of services we provide, we see the impact in day-to-day things, right? So for us, we always say, if you see on our banners, we're empowering developers across Africa. There's a reason we say developers are not businesses. There's a big difference. Businesses are great. They will come to us, we would build them a solution, they would go out there and push 1 million shillings a month, easy. But a developer is a unique creature. Developers are the ones who break the mold. They come up with interesting ideas. They're the ones who kind of make us want to do a bit better. And the interesting thing is, let me give you a story of a developer in Nyeri who got a contract with the Naivas supermarket. So just a ballpark figure, how many SMSs do you think Naivas sends in a week? Anyone? I have bass headphones, I have t-shirts. Somebody. Ballpark figure, anything. You could say 5, you could say 3. Yes? 10 meter. Okay. Half a meter. Okay. 50,000. Okay. Yes. Yeah? How many? 100,000. It's 1 million SMSs a week. 1 million SMSs. He's making 40 cents per SMS, which translates to about 40,000 a week for him alone. He's just chilling in his house. He doesn't have to do too much maintenance. Just chilling, earning 40K a week. And he's a student. So that was one of the things that really makes me happy, is that seeing developers, because developers are so interesting. We go from all the way from university students all the way to like massive enterprises. And all these people have a chance to make something better, right? And it's interesting seeing these guys go from building like these standalone applications for a local client, all the way to them building applications, winning contracts of $10,000 to work with like a betting company to build for them a bulk SMS solution. And they end up hiring their friends. So they're now 4 people. He's changed the life of 4 people. That's the powerful thing about developers. But the thing is, you need to look at yourself as an entrepreneur first, and using the development tools to solve the problems. So when you look at it in that perspective, you begin to change the narrative over time. We have so much hope in what developers will be able to do, because we are seeing this on a day-to-day basis, right? How it's growing from 1 person to 3 people, all the way to a massive company that's beginning to actually make changes on the ground. And for us, I'll get to that in just a little bit. So what do we need to do to get to the vision of wealthy developers across Africa? People who are able to create wealth, not acquire wealth in the sense that you're just getting a check every month from your employer, but in the sense that you're able to generate wealth for people around you and for your community, right? For me, at least for me, I see 5 ways. Some of these may sound typical life advice things. If you've watched any motivational videos, might sound a bit interesting or a bit cliche. But number 1 is effort. And Mr. Deadpool himself, the great sage, always says maximum effort. Maximum effort. And that's the thing, is that for us to be able to get to the point where we are talking about pushing applications across Africa or being able to serve 1 million people, being able to operate at the scale that Tala is able to operate in, or for that matter, Safaricom, effort is critical. So effort in the sense that how much effort are you putting into your craft, right? I know Seth will talk about being a craftsman, and to be a craftsman, there's a lot of effort that goes into it. How much time, how much blood, sweat, and tears goes into this. That's critical. That's the hard part. That's hitting the iron, right? Then there's the sacrifice. Often, for you to get to the level where you're operating at a massive scale, there's something you've given up. Be it your time, be it some cash that you had to give just to be able to start your business, be able to hire a few more developers, to be able to just for things to move. So as we were expanding into other countries, we made several interesting mistakes. We put Kenyans in Uganda, in Tanzania, trying to run these enterprises. And the problem with Kenyans, we don't know this, but we are super abrasive, right? We are just hustling all over the place. Tanzanians are like, chill, bro, chill out. Just chill out. We open the bank at 10, we leave at 2. Chill out. Chill. So you go to Uganda, guys have an amazing party life. I think if Kenyans went to Uganda, they wouldn't come back. Because it's a party every day, Sunday to Sunday, something's going down. And they have their own culture and how things roll. So when we put Kenyans there, they got frustrated. They were wondering why are things not moving. But sometimes it's allowing the people there to kind of find their own way. And what began to happen once we allowed the locals, give them the authority to do what they needed to do, things began to change. The conversations shifted. And we started getting our integrations right, and we started getting the developers on the ground, and things started moving, and we were like, oh God, so it was this. We needed the people from there to help them. So this would mean for you, if you wanted to scale across Africa, it would mean you need to make new friends, which is always a good thing. We've had to do that. If you want to move to Gambia, make some Gambian friends, learn from them. What is their culture? And then instill your vision. What do you want to do? And then from there, they can help you actualize that.